Nate McClain submitted this week's
Nate
question,
McClain,
which is because I thought it was appropriate because I was
Another
just
one of
out
those
at
grits.
these worlds. My eyes been twitching for days because I'm so tired. Anyways,
dang, man.
so it has nothing to do with what I was about to say. Nate McClain, I thought this question was appropriate because I was just out at these courses all weekend. He said, way too early Worlds winner prediction since you guys know the course so well.
Do we know the format? It's probably going to be 2 New London, 3 Ivy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I believe it'll be like New London, Ivy, New London, Ivy, Ivy.
Yeah. So we've obviously played both the courses now, and there is a vast difference between them. But here's the thing, because Ivy Hill people will play really well at Ivy Hill that will get crushed at New London. And even though there's only 2 rounds at New London is still enough to separate. I mean, we saw Zach Melton, not to drag Zach Melton through the mud, but like there were numerous other pros shot double digits over par.
Poor Zach's a lefty, and New London was
That
not
is also-
built for any lefties.
Yeah.
If you're a lefty without a really good forehand, like a bomb like Chris Clemens would be okay.
But I want to say
Zach Melton, I don't think has the distance on his forehand to survive.
Did he play the flex? I've seen him shoot okay rounds there. It's just a course
Yeah.
you can blow up on.
Yeah.
So
but I'm just saying, when everything's hyzering towards that OB, it's a lot
imagine if
easier.
every shot is gonna skip OB.
Well, just
We gotta
imagine
throw
you played
forehands.
only
That's
forehand.
tough.
Yeah,
Like
so
imagine if you threw
you
only
just
forehand
have to throw
That's-
as a
so
righty.
tough.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, factoring in New London, you're gonna Chris Dickerson just played there this weekend, played pretty well. Like Paul Macbeth is amazing at New London, so if he's in any kind of good shape, he's gonna be good there. Ivy Hill is gonna appeal to a whole different number of players, guys who can get huge off the tee. And play really well in those golf course style courses are going to shred there, but the OB is pretty tight. So no matter who you are, you can blow up. But the guys with big arms, I could see Anthony Barella torching that Ivy Hills course because he's just going to be getting, if he is landing in balance, he's going to be so far down the fairway. He's going to be chipping into a lot of those holes. So I don't know. I think that it actually, whenever it was set up to be we knew it was New London, we were already starting to get ideas about who was going to win. And Paul was obviously at the top of that list. But now that Ivy Hill is a really good contrast course, and there's going to be 3 rounds of it, I feel it's back to okay, it's wide open. If you can survive it at New London and just get under par.
I think big arms will still have an advantage somewhat because New London, big arms have an advantage.
Big arms always have an
in that. Well, but not at every course. If you're taking Peaksview, they don't. True. But at New London, if you are just bombing and you're hitting the fairway, then it doesn't matter if you go OB sometimes because it's you just went 500 feet down the fairway and then went OB. That's a lot more savable because a lot of New London, it's just get as far down there as you can. Mm-hmm. And if you mess up on the right side, you get a really good relief area versus if you hyzer out left, you're in the woods. But so I could see Gannon Burr having a really good shot because I think he could play New London very well, and I know he could play Ivy really well. Ricky Wysocki, I think, could tear both those courses a new one.
Ivy gets a lot easier if you can throw far.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to throw hard. You can kind of just place hyzers.
Get to
in
better
places.
landing zones.
Calvin Heimberg, I think, too. Isaac Robinson, I think, is going to play New London very well.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
don't know about
watch
Ivy.
that.
I think he'll be fine at Ivy. I just think 3 rounds at Ivy, he might be losing an average of 2 to 3 strokes.
Ivy is a weird one because while yes, throwing far is going to help you, we can get around that course with our distance, and there's really only a couple holes, the 2 par 5s, the ones that are the only 2 par 5s now that we know the actual pars. Those are the only 2 that were
and he played
might not be
USDGC
reaching.
really well, which is very much a throw far and place in a good spot.
I think
a lot of that course,
he's
you just
definitely
gotta
in
chip it
contention
around.
because he will. I agree. Ivy's not going to be the big separator. I think New London will be. Ivy can. For instance,
definitely can.
This weekend.
Someone
so I was the tournament director. I won't call out names, but for instance, MA1 guys coming down the stretch has a 2-stroke lead, 2 to play. 17's island hole. You can lay up short. I think that's what he did. I don't know how he got his par. He just parred it. Very, very important par. I show up on the tee of 18 because I just want to watch this because he has 2 strokes, 1 very tough par 5 to play. The guy he's 2 strokes ahead of is sitting in the clubhouse, which is very important.
Yeah.
So the guy sitting in the clubhouse, and basically if he bogeys, he wins. Double bogey, goes to a playoff.
This is a hard par 5.
And it's a hard par 5.
Very
He
far.
throws a great drive, but just onto the left side. So now he has a decision to make. He can pitch up to where a perfect drive would land and be 1, 2, 3. I mean, he could pitch up and easily still be in position to take a 6. He tries going for the second landing zone, OB. Now I'm like, oh, here we go.
OB
Pressure's
where,
on.
right? Or
Right. So he still has to throw from the first landing zone. So basically how the hole lays out is there's a first landing zone and there's a massive, the second landing zone connects to the green and it like dog legs right up the hill. But it's a steep hill on the second one.
super.
And then there's like little platforms on the hill, which are the golf tee boxes that you can land on that give you a big advantage. So he advances down to the end of the first landing zone and now he's throwing 4 from there. 1, 2, drop 3. He's throwing his 4th shot. Throws that to a perfect spot. He's probably 300 feet out, straight uphill. And again, he gets up and down from there, he wins. He steps up to that. No, he knows the situation. So he's taking his time, making sure. And then he steps up to it and yanks it right and hits a tree and it kicks OB. So now he only advanced like 100 feet. And now he has like a 200-foot throw in to force the playoff. And he threw it and it was close, but it didn't go in. And then he tapped out and lost by 1. So he triple bogeyed. He triple bogeyed 18. That's the finishing hole for Worlds. And he is a very solid player, but it's a multiple demanding shots. And that's what Ivy and New London, where they complement each other, is you can't relax on any single shot. It favors the golfers where like you're going to have to just churn through. So Paul, I think definitely he's going to have the biggest course knowledge advantage out there. Ricky, I think, could really shine out here. Calvin, Gannon, AB really could play well. It just depends if he's hitting fairways. And then Isaac Robinson. But realistically, these guys are so good that like you can't count out Eagle McMahon could shred. Simon Lazat's come and played New London before, and he tore it up, and he's going to do good at Ivy. I mean, it's a wide open field.
Really good.
It's a wide open field because both courses are they're really good complements to each other. I think it's a perfect world setup where you have a really tough wooded track and then you have a very tough open track. I think they really complement each other well. So
the cool thing about Ivy too is it doesn't play like a golf course. Because, which I'm sure you guys have talked about this, but like Brody pointed out that you play a lot of the holes backwards from the golf course.
Yeah.
So whenever you're on like the greens of the disc golf course, you're not on the greens of the golf course.
You don't even really see a lot of greens of the golf course.
And so basically you just get to use this awesome property with a lot of elevation and with really pretty grass to put a disc golf course on. It doesn't feel, like I don't even feel like I saw really any greens.
You drive by some.
Hole 2,
but that's
there's
it.
a green like pretty close, but other than that, you're not really throwing near greens for most of it.
Yeah, well, but hole 2, like the green is like across the car path and then like 20 feet. So you had to go really OB for that to come into play.
And that hole is like the most like not on the golf course one because you're just like in the rough over there.
But we do need to answer the question with one name. So way too early World's prediction. Connor.
I like Gannon. That's not that bold, but I like Gannon for it.
I think
it's not bold at all. But
I'm going Simon Lizotte.
Oh,
I think I like it. I like Simon Lizotte.
I like it.
AB.
You like AB.
AB.
I'd love to see Simon play New
ABC.
London.
All right, there you go.
ABC.
There's our way too early World prediction. We'll have to come back to this.